Well, hello everyone. This is Ron with Empire Coins and Collectibles, and I'm back with you with another episode. I do have some news. You might say life-changing news. Yes, very important and something that I was thrilled and looking forward to. But before we go there, if you could, please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that bell below just to make sure that you get notification of each new episode. So what is this new life-changing information? I'm retired. I decided to go ahead and retire for lots of reasons, and mainly for the family and myself. I've been at it since I was actually 13, 14 years old. I went with my father to work in the lumber yard to earn a little extra money as a early teen, and I've been working ever since. But they say that kind of builds character, and I hope that is the truth of it. So yes, I'm retired, and what that means is perhaps I will be able to deliver a more consistent schedule of episodes on coins and collecting and other things. I also have another channel I would point you to. I haven't done anything with it in quite some time, but it's Boomer Life Lessons and Stories. And yes, I know some people think boomers has a bad connotation, but it doesn't really. It was the name of a generation of about 81 million of us coming through time that really were born right after World War II and shortly thereafter in the 1950s. And so perhaps one could say we've left our mark, good or bad, and now we're looking to the next generation to do better than we did. And that is our hope, and that is something that we look forward to. But enough of all that. This is about coins, and we're going to get to the camera on the desk and kind of look at what I've got for you today. I've been out there looking, and a lot has changed since our last episode, and that would be the price of silver. So let me go to the desk camera, and we can move on from there. I have a friend, a very dear friend here in the city where I live in Texas, and we've known each other for quite some time. It's kind of interesting. We ran into each other at a garage sale, and we started chatting, and we found that we had a lot in common in terms of interest. And that's kind of how it goes. You meet people that have common interests, and you kind of get with one another, and you talk about your hobbies. You go exploring. You do some urban prospecting, and find those treasures together, and it's a real meaningful sort of relationship in that regard. But his name is David. So we get together every now and then. We play a few games of chess, and he'll bring me some of the treasures he's found. He knows what I'm interested in. And so anytime he runs across them, he'll pick them up, and then we'll get together and either horse trade or I'll buy them right out from him. But I didn't buy this. This is something that he picked up and said, this is what Ron would be very much interested in. And so I'm looking at this thing and I'm saying, hush, this looks like a normal Jefferson nickel 2006 D mint. You guys see anything extraordinary about it? I don't necessarily see. So I was kind of curious as to why he would pick this up for me and think that I'd be interested in it. But when you flip it over, what do you see? It's been hollowed out, and it's I guess, a trick coin, or was going to be a double-sided coin, and it came apart and one side was lost. So yeah, I thought, well, this is really interesting. What people do to get an advantage or make an interesting collectible. If you could create a coin that's double-headed and always called heads, and it's a heads type of double-headed coin, then you'd always win that coin flip, wouldn't you? But I thought that was really interesting. It's very kind and considerate of him, and I offered to buy him a cup of coffee for him finding this for me. But we always make it even at some point in our trading and meeting up for playing chess and coffee. All right. So that was one. I was out at a garage sale over in North Dallas. It's over near the Plano area. Something I haven't talked a lot about, but I do collect challenge coins, and I've got a number of them. I've probably got over 100 challenge coins, and I bought collections in the past, and I picked them up along the way. There's some really interesting ones. There's some that I don't have that I'd love to have, and that would be one from the CIA, the Secret Service, the FBI. But this one right here is not really from a military or from some governmental agency. That it says brand building, Andrews, and then down below it says since 1976. I suppose that's when the company was started. And it says is what we do. We build brands for other companies. And look at the other side. So this is just really a beautiful piece. It says all Andrews, integrity, and then right across the brand, it looks like a beer bottle, perhaps, or a cold drink, Andrews. So I thought that was really interesting, and it will go into my collection. So I will continue to build that. At some point, I got to figure what I'm going to do with it. Well, is it worth getting them certified? Perhaps the rare ones that are highly collectible. Okay. All right, let's move on. Now, I've gone and picked up quite a bit of silver since then, and not all of it's showing. Some of it I've done in shorts. But an interesting thing, at that same garage sale where I picked up the challenge coin, I picked up 30, unfortunately, not 90%, but 40% silver. And I paid probably, I think, around $120 for this. I think the total value at the time, silver was probably around $27 an ounce at that time when I picked it up. And so this is just a little bit better than spot price of what the silver content is. I think the silver content is worth somewhere around 130 to $140. So I paid for the silver content. Will it focus? We're having some problems. There it is. These are not uncirculated, but they're well worth the silver stack. So it's a mix between the 68, 67, 68, and 69. I think there might be a 70 in there as well. So challenge coin and 30 Kennedy halves at that garage sale. I told my brother that at the time that we had gone to 3 or 4 garage sales at different weekends, and at every one of those garage sales, I found silver. Unfortunately, last weekend I was out with him. I did not find silver, but that's okay. No problem. Look at this. 0.999 fine. That's about as pure silver as you're going to find. And there's the beautiful queen. Look how reflective that surface is. So what did I pay for this? It was free. How did I get this fine piece of silver from Canada? We do something kind of interesting every month. We buy everything with the credit card. I know that goes against Dave Ramsey's principles. And at the end of the month, we pay the credit card off, but we build up points. And so every month or so, we have enough to pick up an ounce of silver. Now, I don't know if the price of silver going up is going to change that, but it may very well do so. But we get it for free. So I thought this was pretty cool. I think we've gotten 4 or 5 ounces over the past 4 or 5 months of free silver in that way. I'm not recommending people use a credit card because credit cards can be a trap if you do not pay them off at the end of the month, a debt trap. So always pay cash when you can and endeavor to do so. Stay out of a lot of debt. That debt is just a form of holding people back from what they can be financially. Now, my beautiful bride I found one of my favorite coins, and she went off and ordered it off of eBay for me. And yeah, we didn't pay this. Look at this. This is Jovita Idar. Well, somebody might say Jovita Idar, but I think it's pronounced Jovita Idar. J as H and I as E in Spanish. Somebody correct me if I have mispronounced that. But having said that, I love this coin. Look how pristine and clean the background field is. It's a dark mirror image, and the foreground is just frosty, frosty, frosty. I love it. But if you look really close, if we can get it to focus, all the pertinent information is written in as part of her blouse. Isn't that wonderful? We'll flip it over. Look at the back. Washington is like a pure cameo. 2023 S, in God we trust, in liberty. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? So this is a proof 70. Doesn't get any more perfect than that, does it? I went out to the White Settlement Coin Show. I guess that was back last weekend. I was walking by a dealer, and he had a value section, and this was for sale. Look at this. Isn't this beautiful? This is a silver Oveda quarter. Proof 69 Ultra Cameo. Now, at some point, I may try to convince my lovely bride to upgrade this to a proof 70. This Empire can be pretty stringent at times when I go up against her and try to upgrade the collection. Hopefully, she's not listening right now, but she's been really good about all this. I must say, isn't this beautiful? It was part of a 10 coin silver proof set. I did not buy that proof set. And then flip it over, and there is Washington again. I mean, just a deep cameo, just absolutely phenomenal. So I was very pleased to pick up these two examples of the Jovita Idar or Idar Washington quarter. Now, I don't believe I've shared this with you, but I went back out to Southwest Gold and Silver in Fort Worth, Texas. Picked up this 999.9 fine, so that's 4 nines fine, 10-ounce silver bar. And what I like about it, of course, is that it has a serial number right there. You can see it on the wrapper. Very well-known refiner, and I'm just very pleased. And here's the certificate of authenticity. You know, the nice thing about this is you have the refiner and the assayer right there, and it's a guarantee of pureness. Whereas you hear a lot of horror stories where people have bought coins, silver coins, and bullion, and come to find out when they go to sell it, it's plated. There's a lot of scammers out there looking to get something for nothing, and they make it very difficult for people that are just trying to build a little collection or invest a little bit in metals. So you got to be aware. There's always this admonition: buy the book before you buy the coin. Well, as far as bullion, make sure you go to a well-known dealer to buy your bullion from, if not ordering it from one of the reputable companies online. But I do love this. Okay. So at the time when I bought this 10 ounce, I think I paid $28, and it was $2 per ounce over spot. So at the time, the spot price was around $26. Since then, silver spiked up to over $32, and it settled back. I think it closed this Friday. This was Friday, May 24th, at about $30.24. But still, a good value. Very pleased with it. This is now in excess of what I paid for it. And then, of course, I picked up these pieces of silver bullion. and silver rounds. And I just love these coins. See if I can get it in focus. I wonder if I'm going to have to take it out. Probably. I think there's 3 dates for these coins. Pull it out right quick. Should be wearing gloves, but I'll try to handle it by the edge. There's a couple of things. Well, there's several things I like about this. I like that it's a 1988 silver round. I think there's a couple of others that are in there, 1987, 1985. This was produced by the Liberty Lobby. Uh, you get different groups putting out silver rounds with certain types of mottos or admonitions or celebrations of our freedom here in the United States of America. And I love this Liberty. Look at her. She is just gorgeous. And look how pristine this coin is. It's got a little bit of tarnish on it, but not much. I only like tarnish if it adds to the beauty of the coin. I'm going to get it center up here. Pull the light over a little bit more. Here it is. Look at that. We'll flip it over. There's the stately eagle of the United States. One silver eagle, 0.999 fine, guaranteed. Yeah, I like that. But there's something that is on my, I guess you'd call it shopping list. At least that's what my wife would call it. I want to get one of those, I believe, what they're called, metalytics silver testers. They run around $1,000. I'll probably save up my change over the summer and try to buy one sometime this summer. But look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? That way you can have at least another test to confirm that you're buying real silver. But this is not the most beautiful one of these silver rounds. This one is put out in 88 as well, but I want you to look at the difference in the toning. I can get it out. This almost has a coffee look. I don't know if it's going to show up too well. What if the light's too much? It's better looking than what it's showing on camera. It's just got like a light coffee look to it. You can't really tell it. I guess it's a type of light I'm using. But in any case, when I bought these, I bought 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Bought these, and it was like $2 over spot at the time, and I think the spot again was around $26. So that's 20 ounces of silver, and then I had a little bit more left over in the allowance that Miss Empire gives me. So I bought several of these in the past, and I came across another one of these. You can go to mintid.com and scan it, and it will tell you information about this particular silver round. I think that's pretty cool. And there's the reverse of it. Look at the buffalo. Isn't that beautiful? 0.999 fine. All right, let's go back to the main camera, and I'm going to move that real bright light. So, as I said, a lot has been going on since we last talked. One, my retirement, and then as much hype as we've seen on the internet over these last 6 months or so, people are talking about silver taking off. My enthusiasm for jumping on that bandwagon wasn't really high because if you've collected silver coins and stacked silver as long as I have, you see these ups and downs in the hyping. And I just didn't take it seriously. But there's a gentleman, he's called the Bald Guy on YouTube. He backed his position up with facts based on some statistics and analysis that he had done. And, he proved right in terms of his predictions of where silver was going. The only thing he got wrong was he said it would bust the $30 level by the end of the year. Well, it did that toward the end of May, and it's held steady. bouncing around from low 30s to 31, 32 spot price. So what does that mean? It means that we all have a little more pep in our step, those of you that have been stacking like I have for all these years, because when that silver spot price of silver goes up, so does the net worth of our stack. But in any case, I don't do this for an investment purely. I do it because I enjoy it and it is part of my hobby as well as part of maybe my investment strategy. But in the end, all we can hope to do is the best that we can. And that's where we are, Miss Empire and I. We're enjoying life. I've started my retirement, and who knows what adventure we're going to get started in. Stay tuned. We'll try to include you as we go out on our searches because we know if you're not out there looking, you're not finding. All the best.